Hello, hello, hello. Everyone come in, my YouTube friends. Hopefully you're doing well today.
Welcome to Kim J, sweet healthy life. Finding balance, enjoying life, reaching goals in God's time. Mind, body, spirit, disciplines for life.
Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. Greatly appreciate you. Sweet Life Squad, Sweet Life Squad, where are you? Are you here? Waiting for a couple people to come in before I start tonight's conversation. But tonight I will be talking about food noise on a GLP-1 medication. And it's going to be about, the boundaries that we have. We need to set boundaries. Should we titrate up or down? Should we stay the same? What do we need to do? I know several people within the community. We were talking about it some last night. I wanted to actually talk about it, in full last night, but we actually stated that we would table it until tonight, just in case. There are more people that wanted to hear more about it. Because when we first started, I had, stated that I finally reached the monetization tier of the 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. And so I'm excited about that. I thank the Sweet Life Squad for helping me get to that goal, because I would not be able to do it if, it was not for the Lord, who is definitely on my side, in the center of my journey and my life. And then also, with the Sweet Life Squad, which is who I call my subscribers. So I was happy about that. Definitely overjoyed about it. And I greatly appreciate you for that. Also, I did look into the monetization portion of it. Trying to look at my notes here. Hold on. See what it says while I'm waiting on people to come in. Just for those who may have, catch the replay, so they'll know how it goes when it comes to getting monetized. So what, if you were able to get 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, or and then actually put in 3 videos within 90 days of that time, then you can be monetized if you choose to be. Or you can wait until you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours with, the 3 videos, within the 90 days. So yes, just want to kind of go over that just in case. Hello, Shiny, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in, sweetie. I greatly appreciate it. She says, hi, sis. Hello there. So I didn't say like what time I was coming on today. I know a lot of people was looking, the last 2 nights that I've come on, it was at like between 10:30 and 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So um I didn't actually put out a thing to say, hey, I'm coming on my usual time today. But that's okay. That's okay. Because look, we will have look, we can have a party by ourselves, or preferably someone else will come in. So I hope you're doing well today. Hope you're doing well. Are you with your baby today? You have to. They have your baby has a game tonight. Shiny. And then I want tonight we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about food noise, and just finish up the conversation that we were having last night. I'll go back over some things, but I just want to go a little bit more in depth in it. Um, the boundaries that we may have to set and things of that nature. Should we stay on the dose that we're on? Should we titrate up? Should we titrate down? Depending on what's going on, and it also depends on whether, you're on the medication for obesity or diabetes. All right. Hello, Vanessa. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Mia. It's early for Kim J. It's Tuesday, so that's my regular time to come in. I decided to, go ahead and go on my regular time. Yep. Thanks for coming in, though. I hope you're doing well, Mia. Shani says, yep, rushing to pick him up. Okay, to go to the game. Yes. Well, thanks for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you for coming in. Definitely so. So Mia says, Dr. Jason Fong has a new book coming out on hunger. Talks about 3 kinds. Okay. Looking forward to hearing that. Yes. Hello, beautiful. I'm colored. Mia, I hope he has it on Audible. This book you're talking about. I hope so. Because that's easier. I can just listen to it in the car, on my phone while I'm doing different things in the shower, wherever, and do, because, I like multitasking sometimes. So oftentimes. So yes. How you doing, beautiful? I'm colored. Hello, Purple Bellflower. Thanks for coming in tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Evelyn, I thank you. Thank you so much for shouting me out today. I greatly appreciate it. I was so excited, yes, when I found out that I, met that first tier of monetization for YouTube, and I quickly applied for that, the YouTube platform, so the partnership platform, so I can, start, doing some things and making some green, making some cash money, y'all. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in. I hope y'all are doing well tonight. Okay, so Mia says goes along with figuring out what's fueling your hunger. Yes. I got you. Yep. Because that is so important to know, what is fueling our hunger, because it could be like boredom. I mean, it could be stress, it could be some of anything, things that you may have, and which that I guess deals with stress too. When you think about, you know, just like, maybe how bills or, job is, kind of, you don't know what's going on with it, or, it's maybe too much at your job, like a lot of things going on at your job at the time, or, you have so many people laying off people nowadays, or you don't know, you're in limbo with, are they going to lay off? Because it looks like they are, all that stuff, just with even taking this medication, a GLP-1, is it going to work for me if I do take it? Am I going to have side effects? All that's stress that, can, when are the side effects going to go away? Is the scale going to go down? It's so much stress that can come, with this better health journey. Yep. And so we have to learn how to manage those things. So that would be great, trying to figure out what is fueling this hunger that we have. And a lot of times stress do that. So Evan says, girl, yes, I was ecstatic for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Vanessa says, she's saying, hey to everyone. All right, everybody saying hi to one another. Mia says I ate for comfort a lot before. Yes, comfort as well. Yes, definitely comfort food. Because like I said, a lot of times you're doing that because you got a lot going on. Like we always say, life be lifing, right? Life be lifing, and so yeah, hmm comfort food definitely. Even when it comes down to stress too, like when the family dynamic is not going like we were we think it should go, or how when we look on TV, we're looking at these beautiful couples, and they have their families and everything is so awesome, and then real life is like, what is going on with us? Or you have these families on TV where everybody is bickering everywhere, and sometimes that happens in our own homes. So yes. Purple Bellflower says, "Oh, you made the first tier of monetization." Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I did. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Bellflower. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last night. I noticed it when I first I knew what my numbers were, my watch hours, but I hadn't gotten to the subs yet. And then I was at 4 something. And then when I looked, I saw the 5 something, and I was like, "Oh, look, I got 5 something now," And then next thing you know, I'm like, um, what is going on, and then so Monday night when I was actually on live, after I got off live, I had got on the phone, was talking to somebody, and then I was looking at, talking about, the earnings page, and I looked at, my earnings page again, and the numbers, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, 5, something, and I'm like, wait a minute, 3,000 something. I'm like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, I done made, I'm able to get monetization. I made this first tier. So I was so excited. Yes, I was so excited. I wish, because it was like right after my live. I wish I saw that thing on my live so y'all can see like that first impression. Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, the boss away. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Look, this is my first super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all. I thank y'all so much. I really do. I really do. Thank you. Boss Way. Hajarine. That's so sweet. Let's see. Oh my God. Wait a minute. I see another one. I see another one, y'all. Oh, Jen F. I thank you so much. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, you stay in the bushes because I know you be going to work and stuff, but thank you for listening in. Thank you for helping me. Y'all helping me get to this 500, 3,000, honey. Thank y'all so much. I really, really do appreciate y'all so, so much. You know, greatly appreciate y'all because I could not do it without my Sweet Life Squad. Now, of course, it's my God has definitely, orchestrated it all. But if I did not have you all, and I think he sent you my way, right? So, but if I didn't have you all, looking at me, rocking with me, some of you from day one, some of you throughout the time, you found my channels so many different ways. But I really do appreciate y'all so much, so much, so much. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I really do. Oh my gosh, y'all finna get me going. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Bellflower. Thank you, Twin, Zodiac Twin. I greatly appreciate you. I really, really do. Yes, I do. And I saw your message today. We were on, because you looked at the replay from last night, and you just blessed my little heart. I really appreciate your love for me. Whatever, we call each other Zodiac Twins because our birthdays are near each other. We are Libras together. We have to balance the scales, y'all. And I think and I appreciate you so much, so much. And I know you have diabetes too. So the things that you say in the chats, definitely can help me. I'm sure I probably, said something that may have helped you along the way. And I do appreciate you so much. I love you so much, Bellflower. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so elated right now. Yes, I am so much. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Whew. All right. Let me get myself together. Whew. Oh my God. All right. Look, I'm trying to find the where the chat where I'm supposed to be at, honey. All right. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Mm-mm-mm. All right. So Vanessa said I did the same thing, Mia. Okay. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm driving. Hi, everyone, Shani says. So everybody's saying hey to one another. Thank you again, Hajarine. I greatly appreciate it. Hajarine, actually, we had conversations, at point because she's trying to get her watch hours up too. Y'all go, and if y'all can play her playlist and check her out. She's trying to get those watch hours up so she can be monetized. If she can get those hours up to 4,000, it's time for her to be fully monetized, y'all. So y'all help her out. Of course, the first step is to try to get that first tier, right? And that's where she's humble, so she's like, I want to get to that first tier, whatever. But my anniversary, my first 1 year anniversary is January 25th of this month. So Sunday. Okay. And I had talked to her and she said her 1 year anniversary was the 26th. So it's like one day apart, right? When she put her first video out. Okay. And so for me, mine was the 25th. So, when you get to that 1 year mark, then they'll start taking your watch hours away. They won't take your subs away, but they will start taking some of your watch hours away. So that's why, I decided to go on, this year, or I should say this week, for 7 days to make sure that I, am, if for some reason I do not get to the full monetization by Sunday, or by Saturday night, I should say, by 12 a.m. Saturday night Eastern Standard Time, then, if I do lose some watch hours, I have recovered it on the back end. So that's what I'm doing. And so, I hope to get to that 1,000, 4,000, but we shall see. We shall see. It's all in God's timing. But if you all can, hook my girl up, it's Hajarine. And if you don't mind, even for both of our channels. And I know even with, Beautiful I'm Colored, Miss Evelyn, she also has said to us on her live that, one of her lives, that she's trying to get to her first tier, so she has a goal to try to get there by the end of this month. So we've been, playing each other's playlists, we put a couple things in the chat, even, just let it go, just let it run, And then, I'll go and hit the like button. I'll go ahead on and, type something in there or whatever. But even if I've already seen it before, just to make sure that we are meeting, these goals, especially, like I said, I know, I'm not sure how long Beautiful Color have been, doing this, on YouTube. Again, I know at one point she was doing something else on YouTube, but then she decided to share her weight loss journey, and her powerlifting journey, and some other things she got going on over her channel. Y'all go check her out. When I say she is, she gives so much, into her, put so much into her channel, and she shares so much. She's very transparent and everything. And, y'all go check her out. If I know y'all probably already following her, but just give her some more love. Just show her some more love. Yes. So hopefully, we can get there. And I think, we're better together. I say that all the time. We're better together. Right. And so, yes, some people need a little help, and it's okay. I'm learning that, it's okay. A closed mouth does not get fed. Right. And so, you are loving our channels and everything. So, and we're working like tirelessly on trying to get content to you all, making sure we're doing lives, making sure we're trying to entertain you all, but also, giving some of the things that, God has put on our heart to share with you all. So, the support you have given us does not go unnoticed. We love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. I can say that about me. I can say that about these two ladies. Definitely. And so many more on here. Who y'all? Okay. Thank you, Beautiful I'm Colored. I greatly appreciate you. Melodies from heaven, rain down on me, rain down on me. Melodies from heaven rain down on me. Thank you. Rain. Yes. All right. Look, I'm all choked up. Look, I can't. I'm done. I'm done with the song. Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. So thank you, beautiful. I'm colored for that. For the super chat. I greatly appreciate you as well. As well. All right. So anybody, whoever is in the in this content creator space right now in my chat, y'all go ahead on and put a dollar sign, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. Y'all put a dollar sign in the chat right now, if you will, to let us know that you're content creators so that we can shout you out tonight. So if there are any supporters in here that do not know you all or do not, have not been following you already, that you'll have that information in here and they'll know who you are, so they if they want to go and check you out, they can. And and hopefully they'll be able to, they'll decide to subscribe to you. All right, so let me keep going. Okay, let me see where I was, y'all. I don't got all caught up. I don't remember where I'm at. All right, girl, you are not out. Right. I am. I told y'all I be on California time, even though I'm on the East Coast. I be on the West Coast time. Yep. Because I don't work. So, when I was in school, I went back to college when I was, older, and to finish, and get my bachelor's or whatever. And so I was like the college students, I was up all night, you sleep in the daytime, how normally college students do, that's 19, 20, whatever, 18, 19, 20. And so I adopted it. I was always a night out anyway, but like, when I was working, like I would go to sleep like maybe 12, 1, no later than about 1:30 because I got to get up the next day and go to work, right? And so I made sure, my time to go to work was like 8:39, between 8:30 and 9:30. That's what normally, if I get another job, I would make sure that time is like that because I knew I was a night owl. Sometimes we would be like we always go into our mom's house, me and my sister, and we'll go over there and we can stay to 12 o'clock at night. And then I have to go 30 minutes away to get back to my house, so then get ready for bed and go to bed. But we've always been night owls, whatever. But it just, once I started going back to school, because I got laid off 2019, then I went back to school 2020. And after that, I decided to, go ahead and finish my degree, finish up what I started a long time ago, when I got out of high school, and got that done, got a bachelor's in supervision and management. And then I sat for a little bit longer out, and then I said, but let me go back to work. So I went back to work 2023, and then at the same company, but somebody bought them out. So then, when somebody buy you out, they're going to have some layoffs at some point, and they wind up having layoffs again. And so I wound up getting laid off again, which was kind of good. It was good. It was a blessing in disguise at that moment, because I was really, really stressed out, about the job that I was doing. When they gave me the job, they were like, certain skills we didn't have to know, long as we had, these particular things. And I had those things, but the way everything was set up, it was ran kind of like they were so behind in work and everything. And they decided, hey, once they got caught up, then, okay, we need to cut some people because we didn't have enough work, for the people that we had. So they had to lay off. So I was one of the ones they laid off. Thank God they actually gave me all my severance back. And I was there 20 years by that time. So I got all my severance, again, I got it in 2019, but then I was at 19 years then they gave me that. And then when I came back, I was there for a year and I got all 20 years back again. So yes. So thank God for that. But yeah, so I've been out. And also, like I said, the good thing too about it is, so I need to get rid of that stress, right? That stress I had to get rid of it. And I'm thank God that, I did get, laid off, even though I would have liked to have, another position within the company, but God saw it fit that I was laid off. And, he took care of me, in that effort of getting, that severance back. So I was thankful for that. Fast forward, July 2024, I found out I had diabetes. Did not know I had diabetes. Found out at a routine, checkup. Your annual that we get, wellness visit that we do every year. Yes, found out then. And so that also gave me an opportunity to be able to, like, okay, let's figure out this, this better health journey. Like, I got to get this under control. I already had blood pressure issues. I already had kidney disease years and years and years before. And, I had not, done what I needed to do to make sure, you know, those things were, like back in the normal ranges and everything. So tried to, but it never, those the diets that I tried to get on and things like that, it just was not working for me. So this time I was like, I gotta do something. I have to, because my health is failing, and I don't think it made any better when I was at that job, stressing out every day, what have you. So that's why I said it was a blessing in disguise to be able to leave the job, and then also with, a full severance package. Everybody don't get to do that. They could have told me, nope, not giving it to you. You only been here a year. I'm gonna give you 4 weeks. You know, but no, they actually gave me all my time back. So, and they told me I can come back. It's not like, okay, your performance was bad or anything like that. It's just the situation business needs. They don't have enough money. I mean, enough work for the seats. So, okay, that's fine. So anyway, I was able. So that gave me the opportunity to be able to, sit for a spell and make sure my health, was better. And that's why I started my better health journey or what have you. And I was able to not have to worry about the work part, the stress and work, as well as trying to get this thing done. Because I did notice that the stress of it all was making my blood sugars go up, you know. And so my A1C, for those who don't know, was a 15.1, which is dangerously high. And then I was able to get it back down to the normal range, which is a 5.6 in 5 months. And then, ever since then, it's been going, down like it should, and so I'm, happy about that. So, you always try to find the good in it all. Yes, you may have to go through, that little period of feeling sad about things and everything, going through those, stages of grief. But, what you want to do is try to find out, ways to try to come out of it, and so therefore I was able to do that. And to think about the positive things. And that's, hopefully that's for somebody in here. If you're going through something, yes, it might be a situation that it seems very overwhelming for you. But if you try to find the positive in it, you pray to God and ask God to help you, through it, He would do just that. He would do just that. Even if you feel like you are, getting buried or that you're in the quicksand, try to stay positive as much as you possibly can. Read your word, the word of God, and then, He will definitely help you as long as you believe, have faith in Him, and, just try to keep your mind focused on the good things in life. Okay. All right. So, y'all, thank y'all again for that. You didn't have to do it, but you did, and I greatly appreciate it. Way to go, Kim J. We love you. That was very kind. Yes. Thank you, Mia. All right. Hello, Motivated. How you doing? Thanks for coming in tonight. Again, thank you, Bellflower, for that sweet gift. All right. Motivate says, amen. This is so awesome. Thank you so much. Motivate says, I'm just getting off work and glad I decided to check YouTube, and here you are. Thank you so much. Now, Motivated comes on. I normally catch her right before I go to sleep. And she talks a whole lot. She's, a Christian channel, has a lot of good knowledge that she shares, to help people grow in God. So if y'all want to check her out, check her out. Yes. Every time, right before I go to bed, anytime I jump on your live, it's something that, that helps me out and speaks to my spirit. All right. Thank you again, beautiful. Thank you again. I greatly appreciate it. Girl, God is good. Yes, Vanessa. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Motivate says, sis, get your praise on. This is so amazing to see the love. Yes, 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 yes. Our community is so special, so loving. We look out for each other, honey. We look out for each other, and we're all on better health journeys here. A lot of us are on either, a GLP-1 medication to help us, get us back to better health. Whether we were obese, morbidly obese, they may be taking, GLP-1 like Zepbound or Wegovy. And then, for those who have diabetes, there's some people that have diabetes in here, and, they're taking a medication, either Mounjaro or Ozempic. And we're doing a fantastic job with the help of the Lord. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Belfast, I can't. They for some reason StreamYard won't let me see what your emojis that you put in there. All right, she said, "Congrats, thank you so much, motivated." All right, Mia says, "Beautiful celebration of your milestone for Miss Kim Jada Knight." Thank you. Yes, Purple Bellflower says, Boss Boy, we got you, Hajarine." Yes, I know y'all do. I know y'all do. Beautiful. I'm colored says, "We rejoice when others rejoice." Yes, 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 yes. Yep. All right. Motivated says, "Believing that you will get there." Yes. Thank you so much, Motivated. All right. Belfast says, "Absolutely, Evelyn." Yep. And these people in here, honey, great people, great people. These my people here, y'all. All right. Z says, "Hello, beautiful sis," and SLS. And SLS Motivated is Sweet Life Squad. I call my subs, my community, the Sweet Life Squad, as we're living our sweet, healthy lives. Yes. All right. So Mia says, "Yes, let us know how to support you guys best. I try to pick someone to run their playlist to help support while I'm off work." And just in case, if y'all don't have a playlist, a lot of people really love playlists, you know, and that way they can just run it right there. They'll be looking, like go to work or whatever, or they may be in their car driving, or around the house, cooking or cleaning, and they'll just put that playlist on and just let it play, and they select a person every day or however long, so that they can help support the community to help them get monetized. Yes. So thank you, Mia, for that. So if you don't have a playlist, y'all, go ahead on, for those who, especially newer people, if you don't have a playlist, go ahead on, make sure you have a playlist. All right. Motivated is she's a content creator. Good channel. Y'all go check her out. She's doing great over there. Beautiful color. Yes, yes, that's Evelyn. Go check her out. Motivated, what's your name? Your actual name, if you don't mind sharing it. I think I may have heard it before when I looked at your channel, but I can't remember. The Doses of Shining. She's a content creator. She's doing well over there on her channel. Um, Beautiful. I'm sorry. Purple Bellflower says, "Motivated. You are beautiful. I just sub. Thank you so much, Bellflower." Yes, this is good people, y'all. Both of y'all are good people. I do say so. If I do say so myself, we'll check your content out. Yes. All right. And then I think everybody here, you know, believe in God. Okay, good. Believe in God. The Lord is, their savior, and so yes, 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 yes. All right. Mia says, "Motivated. Can you drop your link to your channel? I can't find you to sub to you." Hello, Tommy's girl fit life. It's like I got to get the. I don't know why I want to change your words around. Tommy's girl fit life. How you doing, Twan? Thanks for coming in. All right, Mia says she just dropped in a $. She said, "I drop high protein food finds and info." So Mia is actually, a creator as well. Y'all check her channel out. She's not actually on like face things, or she's not doing like, videos and everything yet, Mia. But she's actually, doing like a lot of posts, community posts, and sharing good information with us when it comes down to finding, different deals that, restaurants have. She has other things on there too. Y'all check her out. Check her out. Very knowledgeable in these YouTube streets. Very knowledgeable. Motivated says, "Things happen for a reason." Yes, 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 yes. All right. Vanessa says, "Hey, Tommy girl." Hi, Vanessa. Z says, "Hey, sis," to Tommy, to Twan. Vanessa says, "Mia, put your link in the chat." And if y'all can't, it's which can somebody else that has the that's a mod in here. If there's a mod in here, if y'all can put the links in the chat, if they can't put it in there. Beautiful Color says hi to Twan. Y'all just saying hi to one another. Bellflower says Mia, and the weight of me is Mia. All right, I didn't know you were a content creator. I just subbed. Yes, yes, she's giving little tips over there on her channel. Z says, and she's doing it, slowly but hopefully surely. Wink, wink. Maybe at one point she'll actually be able to do a video for us. Z says, Vanessa Grace, hi. How's your mom doing, Vanessa? Hope she's doing well. Mia says, I post on my channel, no videos yet. You see, y'all heard her now, yet. All right, Mia. Good evening, Miss Linda. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thank you for coming in. And she says, good evening, Sweet Life community. All right. Ms. Linda says, thanks, Kim, for the great encouraging word. You're welcome so much. Look, and you encourage me so much as well, Ms. Linda. I love you so much. Yes, yes. All right. Hello, Z. This is the other Z, y'all. How you doing, sweetheart? All right. Vanessa says, Z, my mom is doing well. Awesome. Praise God for that. Thank you so much for checking on my mom. She is a praying mama. I know that's right. Ain't nothing like a praying mama, honey. Ain't nothing like a praying mama. Awesome. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're doing well. He says, hey to Kim J. Hey, everybody. Everybody. Hello. Z says, Vanessa Grace, love to hear that. That's awesome. So glad she is doing good. All right. People are saying hi to one another still. That's wonderful. Vanessa Twan says, yes. She said, I see, congratulations. What happened? So, Twan, I was able to get my first tier monetization. I found out like late night Monday. Was that Monday night? Sunday night, late night Sunday, almost Monday morning. And so I said something on the live last night, because I'm doing a 7-day days worth of live. And I know we talked a little bit about that, where you gave me a suggestion to go live at least so many times this month. So I took your suggestion up, and that's where I'm here. So the last 2 nights I did the lives like 10:30, 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tonight I decided to do it my regular time. Yep. So I got monetized. I got monetized. Sorry. First tier, over 500 subscribers, over 3,000 watch hours, over 3 videos within the last 90 days. So yes. All right. Pammy says, hey, she said, I just hopped in, thought I was working tonight, but it's next week. So I need to get my walk on in a little bit. Okay. Thanks for coming in, Pammy. I hope you're doing well. All right. That's what happened, Pammy. You were on there last night. You heard it last night, but yes, we're talking about my monetization. Thank you, Anissa. Thanks for coming in, love. I thank you so much. I thank all of you. All of you have been, a part of this, me being able to get this monetization, me able to get this milestone, meet it and surpass it. So I thank you so much, community. I really do. Okay, so Mia says, my newest information is on how our posture affects our face wrinkles. Okay, strong face muscles help more than a good serum does. I found out. Okay, cool. That should be interesting to know. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll be over there to check it out, Mia. All right. Now, unfortunately, Mia, and everybody, when we do the community posts, for some reason I do not see them. YouTube do not push me out to me. Every blue moon I'll see something, and then if I see one, then I can kind of I can scroll up, and then I'll see more. But for some reason, I don't know why I don't push it out. Those things out to me. And I definitely use the YouTube algorithm. Most of the time. When I'm actually looking for people's videos. So for some reason, it just depends on, I guess it just depends. All right. But I'll go check it out definitely. All right. So Pammy says, right, my mama's prayers heal everyone. Yes, Pammy. Yes. All right. Oh wow. Yes. Yes, Simon girl. And I appreciate you again. Look, I keep saying I really do appreciate you because again, you saw something in me that you know, even a little bit, I didn't even see it myself, right? I talked about a little bit about fears, on the channel, on my lives. I remember going to Motivated's channel the night that I actually talked about fears, right? When I introduced, told you all about it, the fears that I face, some fears I face, and why, a lot of times I was not putting, as much out in 2025 when I first started my channel throughout the year, But Twan, I do appreciate you again, for just helping me out along the way, giving me tips and things of that nature, pushing me, to do great, because you saw the greatness that God has put in me. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you don't see, in yourself that's what others can see in you, it may take a little longer for us to see it. And sometimes it's because of the fears, sometimes it's because of um, you know, the, um, the perfectionism in us. And so, um I do appreciate you for, seeing that and, saying, hey, challenging me, saying, hey, why don't you go and start a channel, And so, like I had said in your live one day, I was like, hey, I was thinking about that. God had put that on my spirit, a couple months back. But because of my fear, of the camera or, just the fear of being accepted, the fear of, failure, the perfectionist in me and things of that nature, I was just thinking about it. But I never I didn't pursue it right away. And then when you start talking to me about it and then others start, saying, yes, you should, Kim J. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me do it. Excuse me. And you were like, whatever you need, let me know. I'm there for you. I got you, girl. And I'm like, thank you. We didn't know each other. We just saw each other in these YouTube streets, right? And within our community. But you put yourself out there to see, to say that you would help me. And I greatly appreciate it, immensely, and I thank you for that. Yes. Can't thank you enough for it. And like I, always say, God is going to bless you more and more and more for being there for us, paving the way for new content creators, helping them. We learned, what I learned from you, and a lot of us have, hey, shout people channels out, go ahead and post them on a community post to, shout them out. Or, when you're on your lives, have them, the content creators, put their, some kind of emoji in the chats so that, they can see, and then we can kind of, start maybe following each other and things. I know you also say, I can't make them, subscribe you, but go over there and check the channel out, let them know your girl Twan sent you, and, if you like what you see, then, go ahead on and, subscribe to them. So yes, I thank you. Thank you, Twan. All right. So I be listening. I'm listening. Look, and I may not like everything you say. Because, who does, all the time. And I'm like, no, Twan, I don't want to. And you like, I'm scared. And you like, you got this, do it, girl, do it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. But it was my fears talking. But that's why I said this year, I'm like, I'm going to say it out loud, right? That I have some fears that I'm dealing with. And I know a lot of us are having fears. Some people do, even though they have fears, some people on this channel I've talked to have fears. But, some people know how to do it afraid, Some people know how to, push through the fears. And so some people, it makes them stagnant. And so a lot of things, what I decided to do, okay, yes, I'm putting some stuff out in 2025. I was putting things out, but I was putting things out that I was more comfortable doing. But when it came to the actual conversations, that's when it got like when I got into the front of that camera, I was like, now what I'm gonna say again? Oh my God, I don't know. And I'm hitting the record button and I'm like, can't think of my words. I got to rewind and it was a big mess, honey. So, I'd say, okay, you know what? I know what I can do. So let me do the things I can do. And that's what I did. Then there was some things where I had some issues with, bottlenecking when it comes to, not having enough space on my phone, not having enough space, even when I got a USB, having issues there. It was just so much coming, at me at one time. And I could have gave up on it altogether. It's a couple times I thought about it, but I was like, nope. Mm-mm. Keep going, Kim J. Keep going, Kim J. And then you and I know like Tamika, y'all, were in my ear and like, hey, you got this, do it. Here's some suggestions, things like that. And other people as well too have, kind of helped me along the way as well. But yeah, I thank you. I appreciate you for that. All right, so. All right, Mia says, since I'm not a mod, it won't let me drop any links. Okay, Mia, is that an invitation that you want to be a mod? Let me know in the comments. All right, Tommy says, congrats. I do need one more. To comments, Tommy Girls Fit Life says, congrats. I'm happy for you. I'm shocked that I had to find out like this. Sorry about that, sis. Sorry about that. Yes. Yes, I did get monetized. I actually applied. When was that? Was that yesterday? Yesterday, last night. And then that's when I, got the information that I was going to be monetized today. So Paul says, congrats and welcome to the club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pammy says, shoot, I should get set up to go live with a workout. Okay. Pammy says, yes, I don't see community posts either. Okay. Turtle Diaries, how you doing? Sweet tea. Stopping in to say hello, Kim J. Thank you so much. Glad to see you live. Yes. And then I think about going live, honey. I was scared to go live too last year, but I was talking to Tamika. She is Tamika. Y'all know gorgeous. Coach T. And she was like, you know what? When you gonna go live, and Twan was like, when you gonna go live? I think you should go live, it's gonna help your channel, it's gonna help your channel grow, and just them trying to think of some things to help me, grow my channel, what have you. And so I was like, well, Tamika, you gonna go with me? And so I was thinking she was gonna say no, because she wasn't going live. And she was like, when you want to do it? Yep, I go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so she surprised me with that. So when she said it, we talked about it. We said, okay, let's do it. And, she actually went live with me because I was nervous to do it. I was very, very nervous to do it. And we went live 3 times together. And then after that, we ended up, the 4th time, one was on her channel, and then 2 was on my channel. And the times we went, I think that's how it was. And then the 4th time I started going live myself, and girl, they were like, child, you got this. Why was you nervous? I'm like, I don't know. Like, and they were always telling me, Kim, the more you do it, the easier it get. The more you do it, Kim, the easier you get. It will get. And I'm like, but this, but that, but this, all kinds of excuses. Well, this year, I'm on it. I'm on it. All right. So everybody's saying, hey, the one. So Motivated says, so true. Love this. Thank you so much. All right. And this says, thank you for being so honest about your fear. I'm nearing my 8th month mark and still get nervous. So seeing your success tonight really helps me keep going. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Anissa. And you're doing amazing over there, honey, on your channel. You're doing amazing as well. Anissa has type 2 diabetes too. And, she's been, going through some things, along her journey, and has been sharing, being transparent with what she got going on. She's trying to lose some weight to get a certain size and definitely because of some other things that she got going on, that she has going on. You have to go over there and check it out. But, it's important for her to get to a certain size, that's going to help her on her health journey. But not only that, she's been, she's had some issues with, having high blood glucose levels in the mornings, higher than she wanted it to. it started creeping up. And so she had to find some ways, tweak some things so that she can have better fasting glucose numbers, and then it go back down to where she wants them to go, where she's comfortable with them being. So she's found out something to do. She did titrate up on her medication to a 10 milligram. And, she decided to keep going on that, but she found ways to eat, because a lot of times when you titrate up, you wind up not being able to eat, right? Um, and if that's if that's, if you have that issue, and this is part of what we're talking about tonight, what I want to talk about, if you find you're having issues eating, then you may not be able to titrate up, or whatever. If you're having a lot of, side effects to the medication, you may not be able to titrate up, even though, your weight may not be, doing what you want it to do, it going down. So you have to be careful with that. So she decided to titrate up for particular reasons that she shares on her channel. But when she got to the 10, she was having little issues with, what you call it, not wanting to eat a lot, what have you, not having the desire to really eat a whole lot. So she had to find ways to do it. And she is doing, the thing. So check her channel out. Check her channel out. All right. Pammy says, right, I get nervous too. Yes. All right, Pammy. And I just want to, like I said, put it out there in the atmosphere, let my Sweet Life Squad know about it, so that, it gives me some of my power back. And then that way, I can work through it with you all. You all can give me some suggestions and, and kind of help me through it so that I can push forward, in it. And I know God does not give us a spirit of fear, right? So I don't need to be, walking in fear. I do not need to walk in fear. So with that being said, we know there's no fear in perfect love, right? And God is love. So he's with me. So why am I scared? That's just a nature, us being in this world, what have you. And, it's just something that, we do sometimes deal with, because we are, having a natural side of us, and then we have that spiritual side of us. So my natural side says this is a scary thing, right? I don't want to mess up. I want to make sure, I'm not jumbling my words up. I may mispronounce words, and things of that nature. So, people may not like my content. I may not entertain well. All this stuff, all these things is just in my head, And so I have to learn how to quickly rebuke those things so that I will not go through these things. So I will not, have any issues, or what have you, so that I can push forward. Even if I do have a little fear in me, even if there's a little bit of anxiety, that I still can push forward through it. So that's what I plan on doing this year. Yes. All right. So Pammy says, because I'm sorry, I want to say it one more time. I do not want to live with this, for the rest of my life. And I've been going through this for a long, long time. This stronghold has been on me for a long time, in my professional, setting, atmosphere, in my personal life, some of everything. And I gotta get past it. It's time out for it. It's time out for it. Just like with my health journey, it was time out for, me having, to have issues with my blood pressure, having it being up to 200 over 100, and, for so many years, off and on, having these kidney issues and things of that nature. I had to get control of it. Yep. I had to get control of it. And so I did it, I decided to work through it, and God has honored me, for that, because I was doing what I was supposed to do. And he's honoring me for, doing what I'm supposed to do on here, and deciding to start, using my mouth, using my vocals, to talk to you all about some things, and it's going to take some time. Of course, I know, just because I said, God hasn't given me the spirit of fear, that it's just going to go away. Boom, gone, may not happen that way. Right. Sometimes it does, but may not. More than likely it doesn't. Right. Sometimes it takes a miracle for that to happen, but y'all going to help me push through these fears. And I'm going to help you all push through for those who have fears as well. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right. So, Pammy says, look how Miss Twine helps us. Just like getting on me on that live. Right. Yes. And I didn't know how to do it. Yes, yes. So she helped you get on live too. Yep. All right. So Anissa says, do it afraid. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So hello Loretta, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Greatly appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. All right, Pamela says, great advice. Do it afraid. Yes. All right. Sweet Tea said, look, the sweetest tea I know. She says, you are a whole blessing, Kim J. Thank you. I love this message. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Turtle Diaries, it says, Northern Lights in LA. I heard about that. Pammy, yes. No, ma'am. I missed those, but enjoying the weather. I might have missed Pammy's comment, but yes, they were having some kind of something called Northern Lights in LA. Yeah, she was talking about that last night on the live. Okay, so Pammy says, yes, I love this message too. Thank you so much, y'all. All right, Pammy says, last night a news report said solar flare storm could make the Northern Lights go as far south as Orange County. Okay, cool. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Turtle Diaries. Thank you so much. And this says, yep, lives make me very nervous. Yep. But you did good. I remember, you've gone on live. I didn't catch the actual live, but I caught the replay. And I looked at every bit of it because I'm a person that actually will look at all the the whole video or the whole live, what have you, and try to give, insight, even like I was on the live. So you notice when I was on your, one of them lives, especially that first one, I just went on and on and on. As you were talking, I was just, saying little things, about what you were talking about. So Mia, you did a great job, Anissa. Mia says, Twan, we kept Kim J up till almost 2 o'clock. So she might have slept longer today. Blame the after dark late night live. Yes, honey, we roll out. Yes. Sure, I will be your mod, Kim. Okay, thank you so much, Mia. Thank you so much. I was trying to see. Hold on, Mia. Uh-oh. Hold up. Don't want that loud. So yes, all right. Turtle Diary says, and this is sweet tea, y'all. For those who don't know Turtle Diaries, Twine gave me a kick in the butt too. LOL. Now I'm doing it weekly. Yes, 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 yes. And she does it in love. She really does it in love. She don't mean no harm about it, but she definitely does it in love. She wants us to grow. She wants us to succeed. She does. All right, so Pammy says, my lifestyle. I'm sorry, my lifestyle. My lifetime watch hours were 3,500, but they fell off, as you know, after the year. So I'm working now to do this. Okay, great, 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 great. We talked about that last night too. So when you get your 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you know, well, you have a year to get them. And if you don't, then like I said earlier, those watch hours will start falling off. Not your subs, but your watch hours. So you definitely have to be, mindful of that. All right. So Journey says, in the clouds, listening. Congrats on such a nice gift and getting monetized. Love you, Kim J. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Anissa says, you're right there, Pam. Yes. No, well, that's what she had, Anissa. But because she's been on here a year and a half, so since she didn't make it to the 4,000 to get fully monetized, and the 1,000 1,000 subs and the 4,000 watch hours, within that year, she started losing hours, so she's not there anymore. So she needs some help too, y'all. Pammy needs some help too. Pammy, you said you had a some playlists. If y'all don't mind, go ahead on, help Pammy as well, so she can, so she won't lose, too much more. All right. So Journey says, hello, everyone. I'm not going to name you all, but I have love for you guys. We love you too, Journey. Yes. I'm currently in my closet, tossing my big clothes in bags, ready to donate. That's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Excuse me. It's a lot of fun. Yes, that's awesome, Journey. I'm so happy for you. Because some of us have issues getting rid of them clothes, honey. Some of us have issues. We'll hold on to those clothes forever. And it's like, because some people say, you just never know. In the back of their mind, they like, you never know if they're gonna go back to that size. Because before, when they were, on these weight loss journeys and the better health journeys, they would get to a certain size, go downward, and the next thing they back up, because it wasn't sustainable for them. They may have had a lot of food noise or things like that, and and unfortunately it started back up once they got off the, regimen or the diet that they were on. So that's why some people have decided to go on those GLP-1s for obesity, to help with obesity, to knock out that obesity, and finally be able to live in a range where they're healthy, and feel good about themselves, feel good about their bodies. So yes, Journey, that's awesome. Get rid of them clothes, girl. Motivate said, I really enjoyed the moment over here. All the inspiration is just what I needed. Awesome. I'm so happy. Look, Motivated, when I say, I do pray to God that, whatever I say, that it resonate with someone, and we know that, even if it resonated with one person, whether it's in this chat or outside of this chat, on a replay, thank God for that. I thank God for that. So I'm happy that, it does help you, and I'm sure other people. Thank you, Turtle Diaries. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you for that. Love you with the love of the Lord. Thank you so much. That message on fear is right on time, Kim J. Yes, I'm giving into that. Awesome. Yes, do it with me, sis. All right, these channels are ministry, sis, and you are a real blessing. Thank you so much, sweet tea, and you as well, honey. You and your voice. You and your voice, honey. I love your live. I hadn't been on your live in a while, or even like on your channel. I hadn't, been going over there as much, because I know at one point you kind of slowed, you just kind of stopped a little bit, and then you kind of say, okay, I'm gonna go on a little bit here and there. Thanks to Twan, she had, encouraged you to start, at least go on, every now and again, or what have you. Don't just drop your channel or what have you, and you decide to do that. It was a little hesitation, but you did it. And so I do sometimes, see your videos come up. So, and I'll look at them, but a lot of times, like if I'm, walking around doing stuff, I like listening at stuff while I'm moving around. And I look at it on TV, and of course, on TV, I can't type out anything, especially if I'm in the kitchen or moving around, like I said, doing different things. So I may not get a chance to actually say anything to you, but I'm checking you out. But I was happy I was able to go in the actual live, stream on Sunday. That was great stuff. I love what you were, letting people know. And you let us know, hey, I'm talking to the, newer people that's on these GLP-1s and these GLP-1s, and you was letting them know about, vitamins and things that they can take, supplements, so that it can help them on their journey. Great stuff, sweet tea. All right, so Motivate says, right, power, love, and a sound. Yes, honey. He does not give us, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but right mind, power, love, and a sound mind. Yep. He gave us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Yes, Motivated. All right. Journey says, she praising God. All right. Pammy says, I just realized I wasn't subscribed to your channel, Anissa. So I quickly popped over and subscribed and left you the comments on your last video. I like your style and your tone. Yes. And she's in the school system as well. I wish I could have. I want to put all right. Yes. Okay. I had a text. Somebody had texted me. It was, yeah, they're listening in. Thank you so much. All right. So I said that. Okay. So congratulations, Journey. You did it. Yes. All right. Turtle Diary says, oh, Journey of Life, we love you right back. Yes, we do. All right. Motivate says, just press play and go for it. Yes. Thank you, Motivated. All right, Loretta says, congratulations on your live, and you are doing so good, girl. Keep it up. Thank you so much. And you know what? That right there, just telling me that I'm doing what, I, in some of my videos, I'm like, especially my like challenge, I be like, hype me up, hype me up, Sweet Life Squad, hype me up. I be needing to hype up for real, for real. I need it. Yep, I need it. So every now and again, y'all do that for me. I greatly appreciate it. When y'all come in the chat and talk to me, even if you can't stay the whole time, I want you to stay the whole time, of course. But even if you can't stay the whole time, because I know people, you have a life outside of, YouTube. So even if you can't, thank you for coming in, but just coming in and say, hey, Kim J, I got you. I'm listening in. I'm riding to see, like Shawnee, she every Tuesday she have to, go to a game with her son. Her son come way before Kim J, right? So she have to do what she have to do. Journey, I know you have a baby, boss baby in the house. When they babies, honey, they run everything. Okay. So you got to do what you got to do. So I know sometimes, you like, hey, Kim, I had to catch the replay, whatever. Appreciate it. So if you can't come in, if y'all catch the replay when y'all can, I greatly appreciate it. Any bit helps. Yes. Even Jen, she be half the time she be going to work. Jen F, and she like, Kim, I'm here. She'll pop in and be like, hey, I'm in the bushes. Hey, Kim J, whatever. And I appreciate you. Like I said, again, Jen F, thank you so much for that. And so many other people. I know some people go to sleep early, and so they work up and they up all night, whatever. And I think so they be right there, too, and the replay, Timing Girl Fit Life. Twan, she go to bed early, most nights. So, Tamika, she goes to bed early most nights. So I'm, sometimes they like, hey, I got to catch the replay. I got to catch the replay. And I thank y'all for that. So yes. All right, Pamela says, Journey, I hear you. And understand I am even doing another weaning out of my closet. I saw clothes I didn't want to wear all year, and they are too big now. Awesome, 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 Pammy. That's great stuff. Like to hear that. Y'all doing a fabulous job. All right, so Motivated says, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, honey. Yes. So motivating. Thanks to everyone. Yes. That's what Jesus is, y'all. Yes. All right. Journey says, she's giving the kisses. I see your hellos, ladies. Thank you. Yes. She deep off in the closet, y'all, if she don't say hey to y'all. Name by name. Look, one by one. She is deep off in the closet trying to purge. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to purge. Yes. All right. Pammy says, right, Mia, I fell asleep with the phone on my tummy listening last night. Yes. Pammy said, look, you may have fell asleep, but you had you had the last comment coming in. I'm like, okay, y'all, all hearts and minds are clear. Like I say normally at the end. And here you go. What you asked? Oh my gosh, I forgot what you asked. Oh, about creatine. I'm like, Pammy, we gotta go. We done been on this thing, I think it was 3 hours. I'm like, oh Lord, we gotta go. But I couldn't leave you hanging, honey. I had to say something to you. I had to say a little something about the creatine. All right, so Pammy says, I appreciate Twan being such a great coach. Yes, very great coach and motivator. Yes, yes, it is. So with her being that coach that she is, just think about it. She was already coaching. She was already coaching, y'all. Ever since I've known her, she's been helping people try to, helping new people and old people, people that have been on here for a while that's, trying to get, make, better numbers and everything. She's been helping everybody, so. So Pam says, I appreciate Twine. Yep, said that. All right, thank you. I have the playlist built now. I'm at 793 subs and only 295 public watch hours now. See? So see right there. And I think last night you said 300 something. So yes, she needs y'all help, y'all. Help your girl out. Help you, get your community sister out. Okay? Help her out, y'all. Help you out if you can. All right, because every time, every day she may be losing watch hours left and right. And she's been on this thing a year and a half. She has a lot of, good videos out. And we don't want her to lose, all her watch out, all the hard work that she had to do. And I'm not saying it for, I don't want y'all to feel, obligated. But, if you, if out of the kindness of your heart, if you have chance to, y'all go check her out. Check her out. And help her out with those playlists. All right, Journey says, I have closed since not high school. I'm crying over here, but out with the old and in with the new. Yes. Well, you have something to tear up for, but I hope they're tears of joy, sweetheart. I hope they're tears of joy. we have to sometimes close certain doors, right? So that God can bless us with new. Okay. Sometimes doors are closed, but then God blesses us with new. If we have these clothes in our closet, all kinds of clothes in our closet, you know, we may be missing out on the new clothes that he got for us, the money that he's going to bring to us so that we can get some new clothes and start enjoying them. They no longer serve you. I say oftentimes on my channel, you know, do what best serves you. And what best serves you right now, Journey, is to get rid of them clothes, honey. Make sure those are tears of joy. I know you're probably reminiscing on, these different things, thanking and praising God of what he, brought you from, honey. And we praise God with you in that effort. Yes, yes. And so, yeah, but make sure you get rid of them. Yep. Yep. Make sure you get rid of them. All right. So, Brenda said, look, you can leave one in there, one piece, one outfit in there to kind of keep reminding you of where you came from. But do not keep all them clothes. It's time to get rid of them. All right. Hello, Miss Brenda. How you doing? Happy Tuesday, Kim J and friends. How are you? I hope you're doing well. All right. I'm working, but I'm listening. Thank you so much for coming in. See, another person working and listening. So if she knew she had a a playlist of somebody's, you know, she could just be running it up. Yep. So that's why you want to have playlists. All right. Hello, Jenny Inspire. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're doing well. All right. So Mia says, hello, anybody who came in while I was trying to get myself situated. It's not easy to get food and then get back to put my foot up. We understand, honey. We understand, sweetheart. We know you have had surgery and you're trying to heal. So be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Trying to get back to this live, honey. But keep that line rolling though. Keep that line rolling while you rolling, trying to get that food. Keep that line rolling too. Thank you so much. All right. So Brenda says, hey Bill Flower, I have to step away from the chat, but I'm listening. Thank you so much. All right, Pammy, Mia says, Pammy, I'm playing your transformation day video right now. Yes, thank you. Hello, Darian, how you doing? Your sis, you heard about your sis, honey? She got partially monetized. Yes, yes. So happy about it. Thank you for being there for me. Being my mod, pushing me when, before I even got on. And when I say push, I'm not saying y'all, hurting me or anything or whatever, but I'm just saying, you motivated me, you encouraged me, and I thank you and appreciate it, for that. Look, you try to get, you be trying to get me, look, because, y'all, he used to bother me and say, Kim J, why you always sound a professional? We don't want no professional. We ain't at work, so he'll tease me, like a big brother does. He's older than me, so he teases me a lot, whatever. It's all in, love, fun, whatever. Now look, I don't like, only so many people can get to do that, right? So I just want to make that clear. But he teased me because he want the real Kim J to come out. Not just a professional, because I am a professional, but not just a professional Kim J, but like, the fun, loving Kim J, and things of that nature. Again, he's one that I think saw more in me than I may have had, when I first started this channel. And he just wanted to come out, come out and play, Kim J, for real. Come out, Kim. Come out, Kim, and stop playing. All right. So Anissa says, just subscribe to you, Pammy. I didn't realize I wasn't already either. Okay. So y'all subscribe to each other. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Congrats on reaching the pay status. Yes. 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 So I'm trying to get, I got over 500 subscribers, over 3,000 watch hours. So I got that first tier of monetization on Daria. But I'm trying to now get to that 1,000, 4,000, 1,000 watch hours. I'm sorry, 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours. So that's my next tier. Still got some work to do. Hey, work is never ending. Still in the bushes. Thank you, Jen Elf. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Anissa says, Darium in my voice like Norm on Cheers. Right. Y'all remember Cheers? Yes. All right. Journey says, "Oh, Pammy, I feel you, girl." All right. Shani says, "We appreciate you, Twan." Yes, I'm sure everybody in this chat, she has given some kind of inspirational, message. I'm sure of it. And if she did not, you've heard her give it to somebody else. Yep, you heard her give it to somebody else. All right. Beautiful Colored says stepped away to eat dinner, but yes, I agree with everyone. Twine is an amazing coach. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. All right. Pammy says she laughing. That's right. I stayed on YouTube after the live ended because you start falling asleep. I got you. Pammy says right. I thought it was like 380, so I think she thinks she lost more watch hours. Okay. Shani says in and out the bushes, but still here. Thank you, sweetheart. All right. Hello, Felicia Marie B. How are you doing? Let me ask you this. Felicia, can you drop or Darium, can you drop Mia's little thing in the chat so people can see it? Somebody wanted to see Mia's because they couldn't find her information. Her channel. All right. Hope you're doing well, Felicia Marie B. All right, Mia says, I'm ready for Hume to sponsor Twan so we get a code on the scale. Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice. All right, y'all. So I've gotten down to the bottom of the chat. Again, I thank you all so much for those who, have been in this chat, cheering me on, hyping me up, that has been rocking with me, at whatever time in life that you had, found my channel, however you found it. I do appreciate you all so much for it. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about the GLP-1s and the food noise that we may have. Again, I don't really have like said food noise. I do have cravings, and I know we were talking about last night. We started trying to talk about it. We started talking about monetization and the chat. We just kept going on with that because I thought that was very important to say, especially with Pammy being here on this channel for her channel a year and a half, and I really would like for her to be monetized because she's losing hours by the whatever. Just she's losing a lot of hours. She had a lot, like thousands of hours, that she lost. Almost all of them, really. So we need to help her out. Come as gather as a community and help her out. Hajarine again is trying to get monetized. She's coming up on her year, and we want to make sure we help her out as well. If y'all don't mind, if y'all don't mind. So we had talked about the food noise versus the cravings. And when I looked it up, because I'm doing Curious with Kim, y'all, that's one of the segments I'm going to have. And I will be looking up stuff, online to kind of, just help me with this endeavor. Look it up. I'll tell you what it says because I'm about facts. And then, we can kind of, give our opinions as well. So when it comes to Curious with Kim, yes, I want to talk about the facts first and then talk about, what we think about it. So, and I do know that, in this community, we have learned a whole lot. We have learned a whole lot, about GLP-1s. We probably can tell the doctors what they need to know, look, my hot flash coming. Okay. So, but still, and, I like I said, I rather, know facts. So I did look up some stuff about it, but cravings for you all that want to know what's the difference between cravings, food noise. So we all can have cravings and that's okay. And cravings can be a part of food noise, right? But food noise are totally different as far as it's more intense than just a regular craving. So cravings could be a sudden, intense urge for a specific food. Okay. I want a piece of cake. Okay. Because I see the cake or I smell, say maybe I smell the cake cooking and I want that. Now I want it. I wasn't thinking about it before, or I could have been thinking about it before. And now that it's here in my face, I want it. Or if I'm at the store and I see this cake and I go to my favorite restaurant and they have cake there or they have some kind of carbs. And with me as a diabetic, and I want some of that, I'm craving it now because I see it or I smell it or I'm thinking about it, boom, then that's a craving. Once I eat that little piece of cake I'm eating, and I do have to be careful because I am diabetic. you know, about how much I eat of it. It's very important to make sure that you are portioning your foods out properly, that you are understanding macros, or what have you. We'll talk about that. We can talk about that later if you don't understand it. When it comes to macros, you're talking about the carbs, the protein, the fats that you're getting in. So if you understand when it comes to diabetics, we have to be careful with carbs because carbs turn into sugar, right? But it don't matter if they're good carbs or bad carbs. When I say good carbs, I'm talking about the carbs that has, more nutrition, or what have you, versus simple carbs or the bad carbs. Those are like, maybe say just for instance, white rice, white potatoes, things like that. Even drinks, like say a regular Coca-Cola, things like that, or sweet tea. Those will be considered like simple carbs or, drinks that has sugar in them. So you have to watch your sugars and your carbs when it comes to diabetes. And then even if you're not diabetic, you still need to watch those carbs, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. You don't want to become diabetic either. So that's why, you still have to be careful with, what you're putting in your mouth. And then when it comes to food and drinks. So, so when it comes to the cravings, once I get that cake, sometimes even though I have a craving, I can say, you know what, I don't need that. I've already had rice with my dinner, so no cake for me tonight. Or I can say, you know what, instead of having rice, I'm going to eat that meat and veggie, and then I'm going to have the, a piece of cake. I'm not going to have no big chunk of cake. I'm just going to have a little slice, just a little something so that I can, satisfy my craving. Yep. All right. So that's what a craving is. And then when I'm done, then I'm done. All right. Like I said, or sometimes you may say, you know what, I don't need it tonight. And then you make yourself stop thinking about it. Okay. So that's how that goes. And when it comes to once you have, like I say, eaten it, the food, or you distracted it by doing something else, because you can't do that, then that's you're satisfied, and so therefore it goes away. Now when it comes to food noise, even though cravings do come when it comes to food noise, it's way bigger than that. We're talking constant, intrusive, distracting thoughts about food. Okay. You constantly think about food over and over again, even though you could be eating food and you still think about more food. Or you could have eaten and then 10 minutes later you want more. You go back in the kitchen to get more, And so also you can be, because of the dieting, rules or the regimen that we have, sometimes that can trigger, a lot of food noise. Okay, I know I don't supposed to eat, but this many macros or, this many calories, but the noise in my head says eat more. I'm not full. I'm not full. I'm not full. And so it's something in your head that's not, doing what it's supposed to, right? So something, is a little off or whatever when it comes to that. So with that being said, it can stem from cravings, like I said earlier, but it also can stem from restriction when we're restricting ourselves. So like, for instance, with the diabetic, they may say, you know what, I can't eat any sugar, any carbs, right? Because all of it turns into sugar. Sugar is already sugar, that you put in your drinks, and then carbs turn into sugar, whether they're complex or simple. The complex carbs just take longer to actually turn into sugar, right? So that can happen for people that are, on Zepbound or Wegovy and don't have type 2 diabetes. That can it could be the restriction could be, I'm just eating a little bit. I'm going to eat, say maybe 1,000 calories, so that I can lose this weight that I'm trying to lose. Food noise can happen because of those things, because of that restriction. Also, stress. We talked about it a little earlier. Stress can be the cause of food noise. Okay. And then also, like just dieting in itself, you're restricting yourself too much when it comes to eating. You're not eating enough calories. You're not fueling your body. So then, therefore, it triggers that food noise that you may have in your head. And and then it says creating a complex mental loop. So it's constantly just going, Every time you turn around, you're wanting more. Okay. And so therefore, this food noise that I'm talking about, it's overwhelming to your mental energy that you have, and it makes food discussions difficult, and it also interferes with focus and activities. The reason being because you're so focused on wanting to eat this food, wanting to satisfy yourself, and get this food or the drinks or whatever that you want. So it can be a problem. But the differences of them are cravings are specific to a particular thing, and then food noise is a general preoccupation. Okay, always happening, all the time, and it's so intensified that you can't you're gonna always think about it until you can get something else. All right, so when it comes to, and that's just being specific about it. Now, when it comes to intensity, cravings are sharp and sudden. They're sharp and sudden. But the food noise, or the noise that be in your head about food, is persistent in the background. Okay. So if you notice people with GLP-1s, they say, the GLP-1s are quieting the food noise, or sometimes it shuts it all the way off, which is awesome, right? And then sometimes, it just quiets it down. But there are some people that say, even though I'm on a GLP-1, I still have food noise. I still have a lot of food noise. Or after a while, once they on a medicate, the dose that they're on so long, they end up having, it start increasing back again. The food noise comes back. Okay. And sometimes it comes back and you can handle it. You can say, okay, you know what, let me find something else to think about, so that I can, like drown out the noise, with what I'm doing. But then sometimes, it just gets, it just comes back more and more and more. Right. And so now the question is, do I titrate up, or do I stay on the same medication I'm on now and fight through it? Now, what you do not want to do is try to fight through it to the point where if it's very loud in your head, the food noise is very loud and it's coming frequently all the time, like food noise does, then you need to talk to your doctor. If especially if you try other things, like sometimes you may need to, if you're not, like I said, if you're not eating enough food, you may have that food noise. So maybe you need to eat a little more. And if you can't get, more in your body, then, you have to think of some other things. All right. So like I said, with Anissa, she realized when she had to go up to a 10 milligram for, the reason she did, she didn't want to eat a lot. Right. She wasn't as, hungry, and we're supposed to be hungry, y'all. It's okay to be hungry. That's what we're supposed to do. Our bodies are designed to eat. Our bodies are designed to fuel us. Okay. Like I said last night when we talked about it a little bit, we're talking, if you were going to, you have a car. Okay. Most of us do. And we need gas in that car to be able to move from point A to point B. Even to turn that thing on, the ignition on, you need gas. So just like you need that gas in that car, if you start running empty, then you're not going to be able to do as much. So it's the same thing when it comes to, with our bodies. If we're not eating the amount of food that we're supposed to have, the amount of food that the body needs, then we're going to lose energy. We're not going to be able to do as much. And we're over here talking about strength training and, cardio, getting our, our walk on 8,000, 10,000 steps, and we ain't got no food in us, honey, that could be a cause for disaster. So if you decide you go up on this medication, and because you're just chasing a weight, the scale for it to go down, and you already still losing, weight already, and you can't eat already, what you think you're going to do when you go up, titrate up, just to chase a scale, the number on the scale? It's more than likely going to get even worse. It's going to be even worse. Now you can't eat even more. So say if you were eating, say 1,000, can't barely get 1,000 calories in. Now you can't get but 800 calories in. Now you got to stay stuck on just liquids because it's easier to, digest liquid. And that's not what our bodies were made for. Our bodies were made to eat, those things that's coming from this earth, you know, um, which is, the whole foods and things of that nature. There's nothing wrong with eating, some of the other foods, having some of the processed foods and things of that nature. Even every now and again, you can have an ultra processed food. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you want to make sure that you get more of the, the foods that really is made to actually help our bodies. The things that are coming from the earth. That's what God made food, really. So we don't even have to. Food is our medicine, actually, to be truthful. So we have to be careful and cognizant of that, not going up too fast, not titrating up too fast. And then, so and then another thing too, when it comes to that, say, okay, you're eating good, you're eating the calories you're supposed to eat, but you're having a lot of, side effects, to the medication. Well, it has been stated that, or noted that, if you, for some reason, are having a lot of side effects, then you may want to wait before you titrate up. So that's why you need to talk to your doctor. Because say if you have a lot of food, the food has come back, okay, and then but you having a lot of side effects, that's something you want to talk to your doctor about and say, hey, doc, this is where I'm going. I'm having this. I'm having a food noise. It's coming back strong, and I can no longer, white knuckle it. I can no longer, manage it well. So therefore, but I have a lot of side effects. I have this, and this, and this, right? And I've tried all the things I need to try to get rid of those side effects, and it's still happening. Then they have to, y'all have to talk to see which one is best for you to do. Should you go ahead and titrate up, or what have you, or what? So that's why I always, mention, make sure you talk to your doctors. Make sure you talk to your doctors. Make sure you talk to your dietitian, because they truly can help you with this information, But I wanted to talk to you, my Sweet Life Squad, because I know there are people in our communities that are dealing with this, that didn't know what food noise really was. They were getting confused with, some people like, I don't want to eat. I don't want to feel like I need to eat at all. I don't want to feel hungry, period. And I know why they're saying that. A lot of them are saying that because they, had the food noise for so long, and they want to just get rid of all of it. I don't want to do none of it no more. I just want to get this weight off me so I can live my, life, and get out of that obese category. Get to my goal weight. But you still need to make sure that it's the healthiest for you. Again, I tell you, make sure you're doing what serves you best. Not what you want to do. Not you, I want this scale to be a da-da-da-da. And a lot of times we're like that because we're seeing other people's success and we're comparing ourselves. And so therefore we want to titrate up, and we don't need to. I also talked about last night a little bit about, me. I was on a 7.5. That's the last dose I was on. Okay. And I was having low sugars. As a diabetic. Now I was talking about, as a, just was talking about, as a person that's just obese. But as a diabetic, and obese, I want to lose this weight. Right. But what serves me best? I started having low blood sugars. Really, low blood sugars was throughout my journey, to be honest. Okay. So they had to take me off certain medicines, and then I wound up only being on Mounjaro. They're like, okay, you should be good now. You only on Mounjaro, And you know what? Titrate up to 7.5 because you're not on, the insulin almost. So I'm going to put you on Jardiance and the Mounjaro. Then they took me off the Mounjaro. I'm sorry, the Jardiance. And then they put me on, they say, okay, Mounjaro it is. Now let's ride out with that, And when I did that, they said, now go up to 7.5 because that 5 might not be enough by itself. So go on up to 7.5. And I was doing good with the weight loss. I was doing good. My A1C was back down the normal range and everything was gravy. But then I started having the low sugars again. And I'm like, I'm doing all the things. What's going on? Like, why is this, going on? So as time progressed, it seemed like it got worse, these low blood sugars. And I'm like, I got to figure something out, And so I talked to my doctor about it. I tried to do some things that I knew to do naturally first. And then since that still wasn't helping, I talked to my doctors about it. And and my dietitian. And so they decided, even though I needed to really go up to 10 to help me with the rest of my weight loss to get to my goal, you need to go down, boo-boo. You got to go down on that medication because you're now more insulin sensitive. And so since you're no more insulin sensitive, you've done so well over your journey, you have become now more insulin sensitive instead of the initial insulin resistance that you had developed, which means that when the sugar is all over my body, because, when the sugar comes in, our pancreas is supposed to, release the, insulin so it can, eat those sugars up and put it where it's supposed to be and whatever, just to say whatever, instead of like actually going into all detail. But, the sugar's supposed to go a certain place in the body and then, it's excrete out, when we use the bathroom. But because we have so much of it, because our bodies are not working like it's supposed to, now it's all over everywhere. Just think of a splat, or several splats everywhere. That's how I can think of it, I guess, as an example or what have you. It's everywhere but where it's supposed to be, and then some. Where it's supposed to be and then some. So, with that being said, he's like, hey, you become more insulin sensitive, which means now, the body is functioning a little bit more like it's supposed to. And so with that, so he was like, we got to pull you down. Even though, yes, you could go up to a 10 so that you lose the weight, the rest of the weight. Because I was only like 15 pounds away from my goal weight. I did very well on this, medication for the A1C as well as the weight loss. But he said, we cannot do that. We can no longer have you on 7.5. We need to pull you down to 5 milligrams. So I went back down to 5 milligrams because of it. So my titration was downward, even though I needed to go up. I had to make that decision because, and I still have 7.5s at the CVS right now. I could have said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna go to 7.5 still, but no, my health, that was most important. My sugar levels, not my weight loss. And doctors often, they look at what's most important. When it comes to, especially when you have comorbidities, they're looking at what's going to help you most right now. What's more detrimental to you right now? Is it, I need to put you up at 10 and ignore the sugars and just eat more food, Kim J? Or, do I need to bring you down because the body is, doing more like it's supposed to do, and then you're going to have to, we have to figure out another plan for you when it comes to the weight loss. Or maybe you can go back up at some point, but until these sugars stop going low, we got to go down, baby. So that's what I okay, yes, sir. And I did it, Matter of fact, I'm the one called them and said, I think I need to go down because this is what's happening. It was like, they start checking off boxes. Is it this? Is it this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Yes, I did. Okay. Yes, I'm going to say go back down to that 5, even though I hated to go down, because again, I want to get to that goal weight. I was so close. And now since then, weight has creeped up a little bit on me. For one, because when I went back down to the 5 milligram, I started getting inflammation again. I didn't even realize my inflammation had left me. I had some still, but it left. A lot of it left when I was on that 7.5. But then when I went back down to the 5, I started getting inflammation again. I also started, eating just a little bit more, not a lot more, but eating a little. I can eat a little bit more. I can eat, at least one more meal because I was eating 2 meals and 1 or 2 snacks a day. But then I can eat now a 3rd meal and 2 snacks. So I decided, let me go on this body recomp era. Maybe I can lose the fat, and then, therefore the weight will come off too with that. So that's what I'm in, but that takes a while. That's not nothing that's real quick. Cheers Tamika, Coach T, let us know that, hey, it takes a minute to get to where you want to be when it comes to body recomp. None of this is a quick microwavable thing. None of this is a magic. None of this is magic. Okay. It would take a miracle for it to happen just like this. Okay. So There are people that it did, they was able to get that weight down in 4 months, and they may have did it, well, not just with the medication, but they may have, went on, say, something like keto, you know, extreme low carb, things like that. They may not have had to lose as much weight as others or whatever. But this is when it comes to titration. Don't just titrate up just because because you chasing a scale. Try to make sure when you titrate, if you have to titrate, or when you think about titrating, make sure you've done everything that that you could do first naturally. Okay. So when these people be talking about us saying, oh, y'all on this GLP-1 and y'all cheating and y'all not doing it the natural way, they won't be talking about you, because you did your natural thing. You did your natural thing. You did all the things naturally, but you also have this medication, which is a smart thing. Okay. So that you can, become more healthy. But we're not going to be titrating up and not doing what we're supposed to do. We should not, anyway. I can't tell y'all what to do because y'all grown people. So I say this, and say it, with all the love I have. Don't just titrate up because you just chasing a scale, or because you don't want to eat nothing so that your weight can go down, because it can be counterproductive. You cannot get to the point where you're not eating nothing or very little, and then you're never getting enough food in, and then you can pass out. Your sugars can go too low, and you're not a diabetic. People passing out, people having headaches, people going, weak, can't move, can't get out of bed, all this stuff because of, it could be because of you not eating enough food. As a non-diabetic, you should not really have any issues when it comes to having low sugars. But there are a few people that do have that, from what my research stated. There are a few people that will. But some of us are having it because we're not eating what we should, because we're chasing a number. And so I just come today to you to encourage you, be more careful, do what you need to do to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you are, doing what's best for you, for your health. We're on these medications to help make our lives better, to help make our health better, not to put something else on us. Yeah, we lose the weight, but how much muscle did we lose too? Because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. I think one of my videos back when, I think I said, if I didn't, I might not have put it out, y'all. I might not have put that video out, but if you have the legs to walk, you can move around, you can do things, you can use all your limbs. God has blessed you to be able to, have the use of all your limbs. Walk, do your 150 minutes of walking every week. Do some strength training, even if you use canned goods, so that you won't lose your muscle. You may lose some of it anyway, because with age we lose muscle, but you want to try to preserve as much as you can, and you want to try to build upon it if you can, because fast weight loss will definitely give us results of most of the time, results of a lot of saggy skin. Then they start talking about, oh, you look like Ozempic this and Ozempic that and Ozempic this. And then you get sad because they're saying it. You start feeling shame and hurt and stuff like that because they're saying it. Now you want to go back at them. Now we're doing tit for tat. Well, maybe, if we're doing all the things and that happens, then it was going to happen anyway. Still don't be shamed about it. Still don't feel, guilty about it or anything. Don't let people make you feel a certain way about, what you chose to do. But I'm just saying, try to just do what's best serves you when it comes to these medications. And we have to make sure we are, how we debunk the diet myths, and we want to live in a diet culture. Well, we want to act like you don't want to act like you're still in a diet culture using a GLP-1. You don't want to do the same things you used to do back in the day that was not serving you best. because you got your GLP-1. You want to make sure you're using everything to the best of your ability. So even though you may say, for instance, you say if you always ate a lot of ultra processed food for whatever reason you did, at some point on your journey, you want to say, you know what, let me try, something better for me. Let me try something, let me go ahead and try to start walking a little bit. Even Miss Mia in here, she has had a surgery and she's still doing exercise. She can't even walk on her legs because right now, because of the surgery. And they told us stay off of it, her foot, her leg. But she's still using resistance bands. She's still trying to do the things she do. And that's why she's so successful, with what she's doing. So, I'm just here to encourage you, not to fuss, but to encourage you all to make sure that, do your own research too. Because I can say anything out my mouth, right? But do your own research about it. Make sure, like I said, you've done everything you can before you decide to do something else, before you decide to titrate up or down. Now, on the flip side, if you're doing all these things that we're talking about here tonight, and that food noise is still getting the best of you, and it's getting heavier and heavier, there's no need to white knuckle it. We can titrate up. Rather the next person believe we should or not. You know how your brain is operating. And if you're doing all the things you can do, and it's still, that food noise is still going, because it's a real thing, y'all, then talk to your doctors, let them know what's going on, and get the titrating. Some people say, well, what if I get to the 15 and, what now what? There's other medications that can go with that 15. If for some reason the 15, is not serving you best, is not helping you still. If you, start having, the cravings again and, too many cravings and, whatever, they can give you a second medication to help. I know like Twan, when she was on Wegovy, she had told us, when she had got to the highest dose, she wound up having to take phentermine too, so certain amount of times a week. And that helped her because she was at the highest dose. And, she did good for a while. And then, after so long, she needed some extra help. And so they put her on that. And that helped her out, for a while until she decided to switch to Zepbound. So, we may have to do that. But there's no need to white knuckle it. And there's, again, Felicia, me and her had talked one time, and she was, she was like, hey, I was told, there's no prize if you don't go up to 15. The medication is there for a reason. So, like for her instance, which I kind of shared last night, she was on 7.5 for 9 months. She did everything she can do. Willpower, white knuckling, all this stuff. Finding ways, prioritizing her protein, so important. Because y'all may think it's food noise. I'm sorry, y'all might think it's food noise. But maybe you just, like I said, you're not eating the right stuff. You're not prioritizing your protein. You may be drinking too many drinks versus eating actual meat. The meat is going to sustain you longer. It's going to, give you more satiety longer than a protein shake, more than likely. And if you're drinking too much protein and shakes and too much, protein bars, from what my dietitian stated to me, she's like, it's okay to have one. It's nothing wrong with having one a day, if you want to get some extra protein in. But don't eat 2 and 3 and, like that, of those protein drinks and protein shakes, even if they're the cleanest ones, because, your kidneys, it filters, it has to filter, everything has to filter through those kidneys. And if they're not, it can be, believe it or not, it can, make your kidneys have to work even longer, even more, and now you're tiring out your kidneys. Now you're having issues with kidneys. So being mindful of that. or what have you. So let me jump in this chat and see what we're talking about. If I can find it again. Lord have mercy. Let's see where we're at. Because once I take the thing off the screen, then and y'all talking, then I don't know where it's at. Let's see. Thank you, Felicia, for that. Putting away this me in there. That's Mia's channel, y'all. Mia says, yeah, I got those zero sugar cake mix and icing to try because I used to do bad with those two things. Gotcha. She says, thanks, sweet B. Let's see what else. Mia says, yeah, you made it fit into your goals for the day, Miss Kim J. That's a big difference from saying I don't give a poo. I'm eating all this bag nerds clusters and going on the next bag of chips. Yes. All right. Mia says we are wanting the dopamine hit that satisfies like a hit of drugs. Yes. That's it. That's it right there. Thank you for that. Felicia says, yes, Mel, the people who experience food noise want the dopamine hit back. Right. Then people transfer it to other things like excessive shopping. That's another thing. Yep, that happens. And exercise and so you over exercise. You need to exercise, and there's nothing wrong with, hey, I'm going to go and exercise, instead of trying to eat all this food. I'm going to go exercise. That's better for me, right? When I've already eaten. But when it becomes too obsessive, when you don't want anything to be too obsessive. You want to be obsessive over anything. You want to balance. You want to balance things out. Okay. So thank you for that, Felicia. Good night, all. Good night, Jenny. If you're still here, Pammy says so true to focus on food. From the earth first. Yes. All right. Good night, Jenny. All right, Journey says, oh, yes, I agree 100%. If you do not eat, your body will fight you and stall your progress. Yes, hunger is not normal. Just eat the chicken, LOL, or whatever protein you prefer. Yes. Yeah, because some people, I don't like chicken. Well, you like fish? I don't like fish. Now, if you're a vegetarian, then, of course, you won't eat, the chicken or the protein. So then you'll have to get your natural sources from, like, beans and things like that. The way this me says, yes, I think mine was my SIGs because getting off them really was so hard. I understand that because that's another, I don't know if I can say that word, but yes. Mm-hmm. Good night, Jenny. Journey says, Felicia. Journey. Mia says, I had to ask for help, extra help. I wanted to eat everything. Yep. And that happens. Journeys of Life says, I know I've heard people, that have been, maybe on, have like substance abuse, and when they, or, cigarettes or whatever, when they try to stop, then they wind up going and start, maybe picking on another habit, to take the place of that habit. So I understand where you're coming from with that. Felicia, when you were saying it, Mia, you said it, whatever. It's just another example. Journey says, Mia, congrats on quitting. That is very hard to do. Yes. My parents both smoked cigarettes about 4 packs a day because the two of them, and it was between the two of them, and it was super difficult for them to quit. My mom is back on. Did you get my text, Felicia? All right. Hey, Grant Campbell. You are here early tonight. Yes. On Tuesdays, I come on at 7:45. So since this is Tuesday, I decided to come on, on my regular time. But hey, tomorrow night, it'll probably be back at the 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yes. Because I don't want to go on, because I know like Queen goes on, Dee goes on, on Wednesdays. So, and I don't know who else may go on, but yeah. So I'll probably be back on like at 10. Felicia says, I got it. I'll message you in a minute. Okay. Hey, Grant. Journey says, hey, Grant. Felicia Maria B says, Journey says, boss baby woke up from his nap, closet on pause till tomorrow. Because again, boss baby, it runs the house. Yes. All right. Journey says, take your time, Felicia. No laughing. LOL. I'm rusty. I haven't sung in a while, but it felt good to do so. Didn't that what? Didn't we have this conversation yesterday, Miss Journey. I need to be on that phone so I can hear this song. Want to hear your beautiful voice. I used to karaoke with my sister, but ever since she passed, I haven't picked up the mic. I just cry. Oh, sorry to hear about that, sweetheart. Sorry to hear that your sister passed. Um, Felicia says, I would never laugh, Journey. If anything, I'm honored knowing what I know now, honey. Journey, that was so sweet, Mia says. It's not my business, but I do know it's a real big deal to share your gift. Yes. And to stir it up too. You stirred up that gift tonight, honey. I am so happy it blessed your heart to share with Felicia. And I want her to share it with me too. Yeah. So, Journey, can Felicia share with Kim J? Love you guys. Mia says, yes, we love you. Even though you was talking to them. Mia says, if you can't go up, go talk to Doc. Believe me. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because they'll help you. If you decide that you need to go, stay on the medication for the reason that I've stated or some other reason, then yes, you can. You definitely need to talk to that doctor. We got to talk to these doctors, y'all, and we got to advocate for ourselves. All right, protein pair with fiber, you will see the best satiety. Leave. Okay, look, this is worth saying one more time. Protein paired with fiber will you will see the best satiety, Mia says, and that's so true. Leave those sides alone. Fiber protein is best coupled. Let me see. Hello, Cookie J. How you doing? Thanks for coming in, honey. She's saying, hey to everybody. What you trying to say, Mia? Let me see. Did it come through? I don't think it came through, Mia, the rest of your conversation. All right. Felicia says, are you saying, took me a while, Grant, to realize protein plus fiber is the way to go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then, when it comes to fiber, you all know we can get fiber from veggies. We can get those fiber from veggies. Excuse me. And then there's other things that, they've been adding fiber to that can, you can get it from. But fruit you can get fiber from. If you want a supplement, like say, doctors will prescribe or tell you to say, actually, because they don't have to prescribe it, but they'll suggest you maybe take Metamucil for some fiber. But make sure you're not just getting soluble fiber. You want to get insoluble or just insoluble. You want to get both soluble and insoluble fiber. And that fiber will fill you up, most definitely. Yep. Make sure you drink some water before you eat. That'll help too. If you're having to where you feel like you're, wanting to gorge out, maybe you want to do that, drink the water first and feel, so you feel some of your stomach up a little bit with water. And then, or if you don't, so you can, get some food, but you don't get too much of it. That also helps when it comes to cravings. All right. Felicia, you can send it to Kim J. Thank you. I feel so special now. All right. So Brenda says, hello, Felicia, and everyone I miss, honey. Yeah, Miss Brenda, I think she stepped out for a while earlier. Cookie says, Brenda, you just getting here too? No, she was in. She had to step away, I think. Felicia, if I remember correctly. Felicia says, my bad, I meant Mia, not Grant. Gotcha. Hello, low carb queen. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thanks for coming in. I know you had to, you was about your father's business. I know. So thanks for coming in. And when I'm saying that, y'all, she has Miss Kim is a pastor. That's Auntie Queen for me, and some of you too. But she is a pastor, and she has another channel, not the low carb queen, but she has another channel, Pastor Kim's Corner. If y'all want to check her out, especially some people are still not going back to church or whatever. You can go to church on live with Miss Kim, and then on Tuesdays you can come to church with me on this platform. Seeing that people say, "Oh, you're gonna take us to church, Kim." Oh my gosh. Auntie, yes, Auntie Queen. All right. So yes, I'm back down to the bottom of the chat. Y'all, I thank y'all for coming in today. I greatly appreciate it. Look at me right at 2 hours. I'm supposed to be doing an hour to an hour and a half. Whoo. Okay. I do appreciate you all so much for coming in. So much for rocking with your girl Kim J. So much, so much, so much, so much. I love you all. I really do. And love you, Pammy, so much. And y'all go make sure y'all follow my girl Pammy. She is trying to get monetized, honey. She needs those watch hours up like a year ago. Okay. And I say that because she's been on a year and a half and, she wants to get monetized. I mean, who wouldn't want to get now? If you're not like stressing out about monetization, you want to, why not have a couple dollars in your pocket extra, ain't gonna hurt you. I mean, we over here doing this thing, doing it well, doing it and doing it and doing it well. So yeah, why not, gonna get paid for it? Let YouTube pay you a little couple of coins, yes. Because from what I hear, it's not a whole lot. You got to really like have either if you have like a smaller number of people on your channel, your channel is not gigantic or what have you. But if your community that you do have is very like down for you and always in your chats all the time and stay on the lives and look at your videos for the most part all the way through and stay on the lives for a long time, that can help you make more money as well. And then once we get monetized, fully monetized, you start seeing those ads, not flipping through those ads. Like let it go through until you can hit the skip button once the skip button come. But if you like let a few go, YouTube does pay us through ad content, ads too. So when the ads come on, they get paid, and then we get a portion of that little bit of that money too. We get a portion of money because you are on there, on our channels, looking at our channels and things like that, looking at our videos and things. So, yeah. Whatever you have done for me, I really greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you to the wall because, you have not looked at every single thing I have. Yes, I want you to, but I understand life is life and all the time. We have families first. Families are our first. Then, you got to do other things. Look, God first of all, God first. You got to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your family best. And then, we're here for entertainment purposes only. We're here for entertainment purposes only. So when life do life, you come over here and we can laugh a little bit to kind of release some of that stress. I love you, ladies. Shows I learned so much. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you we love you for rocking with us. Again. Pammy says, thank you so much. I just finished up moving older vids into a playlist. I'll go change clothes and do my walk live in a little bit. Okay. So Pammy's going on after this for California folk or the Mountain, Central and Eastern time people that like staying up late. All right, Loretta says, I'm watching on my TV and charging my phone. Thank you, Loretta, for watching. Again, I thank all you ladies going live and sharing and the other ladies that are on here too. Yes. All right. Mel says, hello to everyone. Just in case she has not spoken to you all, Kim J is talking about ADs, and I just got hit with an AD. Text me. What is AD? I don't know what AD is, boo. Why it's not coming to me? Y'all probably know what she's talking about. Oh, yeah. Yes. I don't think I'm gonna get because I'm not fully monetized. Look, that's one thing. Another thing, Twan was like, honey, they putting ads on your stuff, and people things, right? And they're not monetized. You want to make sure you don't want to let them, get all the money. You need to hurry up and get monetized so you will not, like this money won't be on the table. It's like we sitting here, a pile of money on the table, and we just not getting it, because we're not creating this content or because of the fear or whatever. No, 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 no. We need to get the money. We need this money, honey. Loose my money, honey. All right. Thank you, boo. Because I'm like, I don't know why AD, I thought it was an acronym for something. Girl, the easy way, just ads, boo. Just ads. Hey, y'all got all these, different letters for the words that we don't supposed to say on here. I thought it was something, that I wasn't supposed to say. All right, Laura says, hello, everyone. For those, she's been in chat, but those who she hasn't said anything to, commercial. Yeah, I got you, boo. Now, I got you now. Look, I'm here with you. It just took me a little longer. That's all. I know normally I'm quick on my feet, but nah, I was like, AD, is that something like, something else? I didn't know. Like a ailment that people have that you don't supposed to say the name of it on this YouTube platform. That's what I was thinking it was. Especially because what we talking about. Jerlene says, woke up for this. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jerlene, for waking up and staying here with me and being here with me for a spell. Thank you, boo. Yes, I always get stupid commercials. Oh my God. I know I be feeling the same way. I be like, oh my gosh, here, another commercial? Really? Really? And I got to figure out all that commercial stuff and what, but like I said, I'm just on the first tier. So I'm not fully monetized. So I'm not, I can get monetization through the super chats. I can I think partner up with people, like companies or whatever to try to get some, get revenue that way. Memberships, I can do memberships, now things like that. That's what I can do. But not the full monetization where you get money from like ads and, like I said, how long y'all watch. That's big because, of course, like I said, it's not only just y'all, how long y'all watched the video that we're going to get money from, but we'll also get money from the ads that you, watch as well. So like, like with Twan, she's like, hey, I don't charge membership fees on my Trace of Twan's Life channel. And so, if y'all can watch the ads, I greatly appreciate it. The only thing for me with the ads when we on live, I'm like, wait a minute, because if we would look at the ads, then I can't hear you. I want to hear what you're saying. I want to hear what the people saying. I want to be all up in this chat, honey. So I'd be like, hurry up, Skip, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So I can hit the skip button. Yep. But like if I'm looking at videos, sometimes I will just let it play, especially if I'm running around the house. Just let it play. That's my my giving back. Oh my gosh. But I get you, Loretta. Oh, thank you, Miss Jerlene. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you so much. I thank you and appreciate you for that. Yes. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hey. Thank you, Felicia Marie B. Thank you, B. Thank you, Pookie Pie. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't have to, but you did. When I say Miss Jerlene, when she for a long time, she was like, Kim, I cannot wait to get monetized. I cannot wait to get monetized. I cannot wait to get monetized, right? Look, she was speaking that thing to existence when I first started. I appreciate you so much believing in me, Jerlene. Even when she had to leave for a while, YouTube, and stuff like that, she came back, she found me. I appreciate you so much, sweetheart. This is a real one here, okay? Hello, Kyle. How are you doing? How's your night? It's going well. It's going well. People are showing me so much love tonight, Cal. Yes. He said, thank you so much. All right, Felicia says, YouTube needs to pay you, honey. I skipped it because YouTube is playing with your name, honey. Don't play with me. Do not play with me, okay? Don't play with your mama, not me. Oh, my gosh. All right, Jerlene says, I'm sorry, Felicia said, Jerlene, yay. Mm-hmm. Jerlene says, so happy, Kim J, I've been waiting. Yes. I remember that, honey. You like, Kim, I can't wait till you get monetized. Yes. And Pookie Pie, I love you, boo. You know, you look, you already know. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you so much for all you have done, all you have said, imparting in your big sis. Yes. Thank you, thank you. All right. Felicia says, my bad, all the type of you good. You good. Kyle is laughing. Oh, that's so cool. Mia says, yes, thanks. That's awesome. Kyle says, I guess it's your lucky night, honey. Blessed night, boo. Blessed. Okay. No luck. Blessed. I bet. Yes. We are blessed over here on this channel, Kyle. Ain't no luck. No luck over here. God's got us. And you know what? Everybody that has given back, I pray that God give it back to you 200-fold. Okay, 200-fold, because you didn't have to do it, but you did. And like I said, I appreciate you. I love you all for it. Even those who could not give, that's okay. We got a long time to be together. We got a long time. I ain't going nowhere. Let me see. Hold up. Where am I? Oh, low carb queen, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Auntie Queen. I greatly appreciate it. I love you so much. Yes, yes. You know I love you. You know I do. Mhm. Yep, everybody has given one way or the other, because you know it don't matter if it's money or just your love that you share with me, your time, your energy, all of it. I do appreciate you, because I know some people don't have it. I know, like me, I'm like, I don't have a job. My husband, take care of the bills and everything. And some things I want to, I've been wanting to give, and I'm like, I don't have the money to do it, right now. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'm like, I got to be frugal, a little bit, because I don't want to be, put no more on him than he has to bear, right? So yeah, I'm like, so I understand, but that's why a lot, hey, I'm in there, I'm in that channel, I'm talking, I'm getting, because even just talking on the putting comments in, YouTube's look at that. That's another way to how we get pushed out too. So don't feel bad if you can't give tonight and you wanted to. It's okay, you know. But as I'm going to throw, don't throw that phone. Now you gotta have to pay for the phone, and you still gonna get ads. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Mia, Cal says, I'm so happy that I got 4,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yes, thank God, Cal. Yes, yes, yes. You've been waiting on it forever. Awesome. I love that for you. Again, thank you, Auntie Queen. I appreciate it. Queen. Cal says yes. Jolene said, hey, low carb. Ruth, hello, Ruth. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. All right. Hello, Tanya Bell. Thanks for coming in, y'all. I was able to get through my subject tonight, y'all, because last night it wasn't happening. Cookie said, Ruth, long time no see. Hope all is well. Yes, I hope y'all are doing well. Tanya, I hope you're doing better. Cal says, cool. Thank you. Felicia, so Tanya, I think y'all, and Ruth, y'all realized I got monetized. I can't remember. Were y'all on here last night? Because I said it last night. But yes, I got monetized. The first tier. I'm still trying to get to my 1,000, 4,000. So the 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours, so I can get fully monetized. But which is a top tier. But I got to my first monetization, so I can get like super chats. I can have, I can get like, get a store. How like some people have Amazon, doing Amazon. They have like a little something with them, collaboration with them or whatever, and you can put your information out there. And like, say if I have an Olipop and you like, oh, I like Oli, oh, I wonder where she got that from, and I have it on my store, you can go purchase it, whatever, and that kind of gives a little bit of, I guess kickback or whatever. It give me a little bit of revenue from that. They will, the company I'm with, or what have you. So stuff like that happens. Um, yeah, so things like that would definitely be a help for me to get something. Cal's laughing. I bet you're going to throw that phone in the air. No, she's not gonna do it. She's not gonna. Mia not throwing that phone in the air now. That's a lot of money to have to be paid. Ruth says, Cookie, and she's showing her some love. Yes, I traveled for work. Okay, just got back. Thank God you made it back home, sweetie. Thank God you made it home safely. Tanya says, hello to Cookie. Congratulations, Cal. Yes. Thank you, Low Carb, for congratulating Cal. That's our friend Cal. All right. Kyle. Cookie says, Ruth, cool. Good to hear. All right, Miss Jerlene says, good evening, Ruth. Freezing in Minnesota. Ooh, stay warm, sweetheart. Stay warm. I believe I was in a cold coma, honey. It was so cold. Ooh, I couldn't do that. So happy the Lord woke me up for the live. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, thank you, Jesus. Because I like when I see your name pop up on my screen, Miss Jerlene. Yes. Science says, really? That's great. Yes. Thank you for that. Congrats, Kim. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Thank you. And I thank you all for being here with me. I really do appreciate it, for you all rocking with me, add a girl in me, just sitting with me. I really do thank you all for being part of the Sweet Life Squad. I really do. And I do not take it for granted. All right, Cal says, I know that phone is a lot of money, right? I know she's probably not going, she better not. Phones are a lot of, right. Phones are a lot of money, honey. All right, y'all. So I'm not going to prolong this thing. I'm finna get off this chat tonight, honey, so I can go eat. Yep, and I need to do a little bit of exercise before I go. I got a strength training appointment. Miss Felicia, Marie B. See my eyes? You ready? Hopefully. Call me girl. All right, y'all. If all what is it? Oh God, now I can't think of it. Minds and hearts, are y'all clear? Is everything clear? We good with this titration thing? Was it a help for you? I hope it was. To help you decide what you should do when it's time for titration, whether you're, on a diabetes medication or a obesity medication. You're doing wonderful. Thank you, Lord, for that. She is doing much better. Started back to work. I have to start back at a low dose, but all is well. Thank you, Lord, for that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Ms. Ruth said, Jerlene, yep, it was cold. I got back to, -6 weather. Ooh, burr. I don't even want to go outside in 60-degree weather. Where I'm at, honey. I'm like 50-degree. I'm like, no, 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 no. Unless I really have to. I'm not dotting the door. Because I be cold. I can't do it. Okay. Thank you, Miss Felicia. When Miss Felicia says all hearts and minds are clear, all hearts and minds are clear, okay? Low carb queen has second motion, okay? So glad, Ruth. All right, y'all. Indiana is 12. No, 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 no. Thank God for the sunshiny state. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all because I'm coming back tomorrow. We're going to have some more of this. Okay? We probably do it around 10-ish, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Because I want to make sure I'm in Miss Low Carb Queen's live. As long as I don't have, nothing else pressing, I will be over there for a little bit. Well, she gets off at, wait. You get off around 8:30 though, right? But Dee Dee be on around 8:30. And then she gets out around, I think, around 10-ish, I guess. So, yeah, I think we're going to probably go around 10-ish. 9:30 maybe. Yep. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I lost some thought. Thing. So glad, Ruth, Miss Jerlene says. All right, 12 in Indiana. All hearts and minds are clear. Awesome. All right, yep. I dropped the phone a lot by accident. Oh, boy. And I've done that too. Yep. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Cookie said peace. Because she know that's how I end my stuff. Hopefully I get a better thumbnail. Maybe they'll pick one of those, Felicia. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Bye bye. No, I don't want to lift them on. Look. Thank you, Lord. Bye, Mia. Don't laugh at her cookie.